On the flight over to New Zealand, I'd injured my funny bone, so I decided to go see a doctor.
Now, Mark, I'm afraid the problem is that you're an Australian. And at this stage, we don't have a cure for that. I'm afraid that it is something that you are just going to have to learn to live with. I realise this is a really difficult diagnosis for you. Are there any family or friends or people that we could get in to talk things through with you and help you adjust to it?
They're all Australian.
Are they? Well, I'm afraid you really are quite stuffed.
After receiving such a diagnosis, which feeds on the age-old rivalry between Australians and New Zealanders, I decided Maya would be a great person to interview for my Auckland story.
So the first place I normally take people when they arrive is to the top of Mount Eden. It's got amazing views of the city and it's a good place to just get your bearings and get an idea of the size of Auckland. I always take people to the French Market because it's a place that I just absolutely love. It's got lots of really interesting different foods to try. It's a good place to get a feel for Aucklanders, but particularly I'm just in love with the danishes there. They come straight out of the oven, and particularly the blueberry and custard danishes are just incredible. So a coffee and a Danish and chatting with friends, if you can manage to find a seat, is a great way to spend a Saturday morning. You might feel like you're not allowed to be there if you don't have a designer stroller or a small dog, but so far we've managed to evade security. So to me, Auckland always feels like lots of little villages all clustered together. There's lots of great places to go see, but I've brought you here today to Mount Eden Village because it's my personal favourite. It's probably because I grew up here and I've seen it change so much over the years. But I think it's a great place just to come and chill out, have a coffee, and I'll take you to my favourite bookshop. So Auckland's got lots of really beautiful west coast beaches. They're all pretty rugged with black sand that burns your feet. And I've brought you here today to Piha, because it's probably the most popular one in Auckland. It's well known as a surfing beach, but I remember it more as a place we used to come when we were at school to make out in the sand dunes and check out the hot lifesavers. Today I think it's just a really lovely place to go for a walk and just to chill out in the sunshine. So I know that pretty much everything I've done with you today has been about eating, but I can't not take you to Mission Bay for fish and chips. I think this is the perfect way to finish a long, lazy summer day. Coming down here and there's tons of people and families listening to music and hanging out on the grass and the beach. And they do excellent fish and chips at the Fish Pot Cafe over the road. It's a great way to end a summer's day. So I love Auckland. It's such a dynamic city. I think it's a real melting pot of cultures and people. And it's kind of ironic that I'm here advocating for Auckland, because while I grew up here, when I finished school, I couldn't wait to leave. And now I've lived in many different places in New Zealand and overseas, and as I've travelled I've come to realise and appreciate just how much Auckland has to offer. And although it is the biggest city in New Zealand, it's huge without being overwhelming, I think. Every suburb still has that village atmosphere, and you have everything on your doorstep, all the benefits of a big city and easy access to the outdoors. So I've given you just a taste of a few things that I really like about Auckland, but there's so much more here to explore.
Whenever I start a new journey in a new country, I always find myself asking the same question: why do we travel? The great 18th century man of letters, Samuel Johnson, believed all travel has its advantages. If the passenger visits better countries, he may learn to improve his own, and if fortune carries him to worse, he may learn to enjoy it. For me, travel forces me out of my comfort zone. I have to actively seek out people willing to let me tell their story. But on another level, I hope to learn from them, and in the process better myself. In Maya, I met a woman of genuine compassion. As a doctor, daily she sees the epidemic of loneliness and depression that plagues modern society. In the true sense of charity, Maya has decided to take it upon herself to ensure no one in her neighbourhood is left lonely. She knocked on every door, sometimes bearing gifts, sometimes with nothing more than a kind word. Never was a door not opened. And so Auckland has made me reflect on my own compassion, how I treat my own family and community, and I must say I feel challenged. I think it is very easy living in a big city to not look out for one's neighbours. So this to me represents Auckland, the city with the village feel.